Happy Tuesday,
Lila.
Welcome to another week.
And another episode of LILA Vision.
This week, we have another fun bunch of segments for you.
That's right. We have another Aiden Addresses, some more information about Black History Month, and a request. So first, let's learn some more about Black history.
So for this episode, we're going to be giving a brief timeline of Black history in America. Starting in 1808, U.S. Congress banned the importation of enslaved people.
In 1846, Frederick Douglass published the North Star newspaper, a paper focused on anti-slavery movements.
In 1849, Harriet Tubman escaped slavery and became very instrumental in the Underground Railroad.
In 1868, the 14th Amendment was ratified, which defined citizenship and overturned a previous ruling that declared that enslaved people were not citizens.
In 1881, Tennessee was the first state to pass the primary Jim Crow laws.
In 1954, Brown v. the Board of Education declared that segregation was unconstitutional.
In 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, and thus gave momentum to the civil rights movement.
In 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated.
And in 2008, Barack Obama became the first African-American U.S. president.
Now, we know that this list is short and riddled with holes, so we encourage you to ask your history teachers about Black history, and also do some research of your own.
The more educated you become, the better the world can be.
Thanks for that, Aiden. Now, let's get to the new segment of Aiden Addresses.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aiden Addresses, the show where I, your host Aiden, addresses. So, last Sunday was a very special day for all the lovely couples out there. That's right, it was Valentine's Day, a holiday in which its present form serves the sole purpose of capitalizing upon people's love and affection towards each other in the name of capitalism. But things weren't always so jolly. In this episode of Aiden Addresses, we will be taking a deep dive into the dark and disturbing origins of Valentine's Day. The exact origins of the holiday are unknown. However, a possible contender could be the Roman feast of Lupercalia. The feast, lasting from the 13th to the 15th of February, consisted of festivities such as a bunch of drunk Roman men slapping women with the hides of sacrificed animals. Don't forget, everyone, that this is the same society that laid the foundations for modern Western civilization. Anyway, it was reported that the women actually welcomed this, believing that it would increase their fertility in years to come. Because, why not? Unfortunately, though, the link between the Feast of Lupercalia and modern Valentine's Day is murky at best. A more credible origin of the holiday still finds its roots in the Romans, however. In 2 different years, during the 3rd century, 2 Roman men, both sharing the name Valentine, were ordered to be executed by Emperor Claudius II. This dude right here, as shown, likely doing just that. Off with their heads, he says. Both men were executed on February 14th. This day would later be honored by the Pope and given the name St. Valentine's Day. But you may be asking, what does this all have to do with love? Well, it is believed that the day did not become associated with love until the Middle Ages, where in France and England it was commonly believed that February 14th was the beginning of the birds' mating season. So they did the only logical thing and declared it the day of romance. From there, the holiday would appear in the works of many poets and writers, including William Shakespeare, and spread across much of the Western world. Following the Industrial Revolution, factory-made cards were introduced, with Hallmark beginning mass production of Valentine's cards in 1913, giving rise to the holiday as we know it today. In the present day, the holiday is a financial powerhouse, generating tens of billions of dollars worth of sales worldwide, all in the name of love.
That was fantastic, Aiden. Now we have a request for all of you viewers.
That's right, we are working on a student life segment. We want to know what you guys have been up to outside of school.
Yep. We want to know all about it, whether it's sports, a new hobby, anything. So if you want to be featured on our show, reach out to us on Instagram. Our handle is on the screen now, or send in a message to our virtual mailbox. The link to that is in the description of this video.
Thank you in advance.
That's it for this episode of LILAVision.
We hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next week.